I'm Evelyn Risley with DealBook for the New York Times here at TechCrunch Disrupt with Ben Gordon. He's a partner at Kleiner Perkins, one of the largest VC firms in Silicon Valley. Thanks for joining us today.
Great to see you again.
So when it comes to social and gaming, you're the guy at Kleiner. You're on the board of Zynga. You're a former executive of Electronic Arts. So when you're looking at the space and you see these big giants like Zynga and Facebook, that's where a lot of the exuberance has been around. Is there still a big opportunity left in social?
Yeah, I think social is less than 10% done. Here's why. Right now, there's less than 1.5 billion people hitting a social graph every month. I think it's so important that we're going to have 3.5 billion people in 3 to 5 years. People on Facebook have an average of 125 or 130 friends. Kids in college have 500 plus. I think in 3 to 5 years, the mean is going to be more like 500. So 3 times as many friends, twice as many people, 3 times as many friends. And then distributed social graphs like Facebook Connect are going to be everywhere. So right now, people on Facebook on average make 1 post every other day. But we see in things like games and people who use Twitter that people are posting 3+ times a day. So I predict in 5 years, we're going to have 2.5 times as many people on the social graph, posting 6 times as often, and with 3 times as many friends.
But does that mean that Facebook then just becomes bigger, or is there enough room that you're going to see other companies that will become just as big as Facebook? Is there room for more giants?
Turns out there's always room for more giants. In the video game business, when I started, 100,000 units was huge, and then a few years later, 1 million units went, oh my gosh, 1 million units. And then we got to 10 million units. Cityville did 100 million users. So all we do is redefine giants. So companies that had $1 billion market cap seem to be huge. Then 10 billion started to seem huge. Now 100 billion seems huge. And I think, Facebook has the potential to be the most valuable company of all time.
Yeah.
But there's companies like Twitter and Groupon and Zynga, which are going to be enormous. And we've seen what Apple's done in a decade. Now the question is, where's the next batch of companies?
Yeah.
I think there's opportunities for the reinvention of every category that succeeded on Internet 1.0 on the social graph. I think search can be reinvented. I think commerce can be reinvented. Education, I hope, is reinvented. I think health can be reinvented. News can be reinvented. And every one of those categories will also have network effects. And so I think there can be a Zynga of health, and there can be a Zynga of non-game social. There can be a Zynga of dating.
Yeah. Well, when you see these valuations, though, and LinkedIn recently IPO'd, doubled on its first day of trading, more than doubled actually, that has to have a halo effect on other startups, young startups that Kleiner is investing in. So what have you seen on that end? Is it becoming a little bit more difficult to find value when you see, valuations soaring, even on the lower end of startups that are just kind of really, finding their pace?
Let's see. So 2 parts of the question. Mm-hmm. So one is kind of Reed and Jeff's success with LinkedIn. Is that a good thing? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a good thing. It's kind of a little bit of the trickle-down effect. If that's at a 10 billion valuation, it creates other opportunities. And there are going to be companies built just on the backs of LinkedIn. And by the way, congratulations to Reed and Jeff. So when you say a halo effect, so Reed is an angel as an investor and also as a person who helps people. And of course, angels have halos. So good going, Reed. And then on the valuation for early stage companies, it's been high regardless of LinkedIn. It's high because there's a lot of people willing to invest money.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Once again, my guest has been Ben Gordon. He's a partner at Kleiner Perkins.